those days where we're going to have to do part 1, part 2, and maybe part 3. We'll see how this video goes. I'm so sorry about that. Sometimes I feel like maybe it's the certain time of day when that happens. So I'm going to try to speed things along here. Anyways, we're talking about some touchy subjects today. Part 1, we already started pulling cards for the world and the world we live in and what's happening. I'm pulling cards today to talk about what we have to look forward to with this whole situation of things being shot down in the sky, ships surrounding America, world leaders coming together. Who's coming together? China, Saudi Arabia, Russia, South Africa, and there's one more and I can't remember at this very moment. There's 5 of them, okay? We have 5 of Pentacles, so that makes sense. There's 5. So 5 powers are coming together, okay? So take a look at that number. 5 is also challenge and obstacles, but that's what's happening. What's happening? Why? Can we stop it? No, I think the cards are saying we cannot stop it. This has been coiled up for a long time. This has been a ball of energy inside Mother Earth here, ready to give birth. What we are seeing are the birthing, how do you say, contractions, the pre-movements before the birth of the new world is here. This is something that happens periodically over time. History always repeats itself, of course. But also just cycles of Mother Earth, cycles of the universe, cycles of masculine and feminine, the powers that be in this world. It's all happening, and you don't need to be afraid. This is natural. This is natural. A lot of people are thinking that they have some big ideas, some big thoughts, or thinking this is preventable, but it's not. This is a tale as old as time. You have a world-established power, whoever has the brass balls, right? And then that lasts for a while, and then that person dies or that energy goes away, and then there's a reestablishment of power. And then that lasts for a while, right? We have this established seat of power, and then that dies out, and then there's another reestablishing of a seat of power. That is natural. Just like giving birth is natural, there's going to be pain to get there. But this is a cycle. And to be honest, a very late past due birth. This World War III situation probably was bubbling around 30 years ago, you know? So we're here. And there's no need to panic. There's no need, well, maybe there's a little bit of a need to panic. But if you can just trust in the universe, trust in the divine order, trust in what is being reestablished, there always is going to be a balancing out. After every war, there's things balancing out. Okay? This will balance out. It will. It may take 30 years, but it will balance out. How we take this is up to us. How we are taking care of our families is up to us. My advice to you guys is keep your families close and your intimate family closer. Whatever you need to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but that is the advice here. My other advice is not to panic in the way that you're losing your mind, in the way that you're losing your balance. I want you to find balance with nature. I want you to send good vibrations out. I want you to meditate and ground. I want you to touch the earth and the trees and say you support her. I want you to reach out to the universe and say, I support you. Whatever needs to happen, I'm willing to help make this happen. This is where the earth angels are going to rise. This is where the cream will rise, meaning the spiritual community, which is not that different from the religious community, will be judged. A lot of people in the spiritual community don't think that, but they will. They will be judged in a different way than the religious communities. The religious communities are thinking we're going to be judged, by the angels on who's good and who's evil, who's sinning and who's not, and who's going to make it to the second coming of Christ in the new world and the new heaven, which is a whole religious perspective, which is true in their ideals. Remember, the universe is what we make of it. So the religious people of the world will make their own reality. The spiritual community will make its own reality. And those are some things to think about. What beliefs are you believing in? What is true for you? What are you manifesting? Okay? This is not the time to think the worst case scenario. This is the time to manifest your own reality and help support that of Mother Earth, because there will be an equalizer. There will be a balancing out in this world of power. Good morning, Elizabeth. Cheers to coffee. But like I was saying, guys, and if you want to watch part 1, you can. I don't know if it's even allowed to say on here, but I said it. I said a lot of things that I said, and those are my beliefs. If you want to know more about that, watch part 1. But this was meant to happen. There is powers stepping up into place to see who's got the brass balls to kind of take the baton for the next 30, 40, 50 years of power. So they're scrounging, they're all scrounging for it. The masculine energies are trying to figure out who's... You guys hear me? Question mark. Can you hear me? No? Yeah? Can you guys hear me? It cut out? Okay, good. Because every time I get a call, it messes up my ability for you guys to hear me. So I'm sorry I got a call. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. That scared the shit out of me, that my ringtone. Anyways, like I was saying, don't panic. Right now, the masculines are doing what masculines do. Let them. This is not time for the spiritual community to be, I'm scared of guns. I'm scared of masculine power, toxic masculinity. We just want world peace and love and joy and safety and serenity and all these good things. We don't want anything to do with masculine power. It's toxic. This is where the feminines, male and female alike, shut up. You're part of the problem. I know, but you are. You're part of the problem. You have done such a good job of emasculating men and women alike and toning down the masculine energy that who's going to be there now to balance out these authorities? Don't chop off balls if you think there's not even the slightest. Well, if you think there's even the slightest possibility that there could be a war. You don't do that. You need to let them be who they are and not call them toxic. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are going to probably hate me, Elizabeth, but we need to be working with them for healing support, of course. And we have our time. We have our time, feminines. You know what happens in these wars? It's a balancing out of the masculine and feminine energies. In times of war, the masculines go out and they do what they do. Their protection and their providing. And it may involve fighting. And it may involve a lot of other things that feminines can't handle. It's too emotional for them. And feminines get into their energy of being a healer. Hello. Perfect balance. Feminines do what they're supposed to do. Being a healer. Being a lover. Being a nurturer and being a comfort. Can I get an amen on that? That's what happens in times of war. The feminines retreat to the home. Men and women alike, but feminines retreat to the home and they do what? They do the homestead. They get chickens. They raise fucking vegetables. They hold down the roost. They feed the children. They nurture and nourish them. They protect them in other ways. They read the Bible, or they read whatever they think is spiritual. They teach, they preach, they get into teaching, they get into all of those good feminine things. They also get into prayer. They get into manifestation. They get into covens. They get into powerful circles of magic. Hello. And as Ralph Smart says, we haven't even had breakfast yet. Listen, this is not just New World Order. This is new human order. Humans have gotten fucking psycho with themselves lately. Humans have been misled. Humans have been neither right nor left. Humans have been in a whirlwind, in confusion with themselves and who they are and what they stand for and what they believe in and what they should eat and what they should not, and all this shit. Humans are a confused fucking mess. Honestly, as a people, we are all human, and we are most a very confused mess. All right? That being said, who is in charge of the humans? Mother Earth, the planets, the universe, the celestial powers. And they're going to calm our ass down and get us in our positions that we were created for. Now, a lot of people are so lost. They are against what a feminine stands for. Let's be real. Let's just be real, okay? Or they are against what a masculine stands for. And you know that's true. And for some of you guys, it may even be some of you guys. But you have to think about that. Letting masculines be masculine and feminines be feminine, we should not be condemning souls for being what they were created to be. That's toxic. Now, the establishing order is balance, which is something that we went through even in civil wars or civil disrest. Women being allowed to vote, women being allowed to have property, women being allowed to decide what's going on with their body, women being allowed to speak, the freedom of speech, women being allowed to be put in places of power. That was a big fight. That has not been around for centuries and centuries. That's new. That's New World Order. That's recent. And in some countries, it still hasn't even happened. In some countries, women are not going to be put in places of power. In some countries, women do not have a voice. So we need to think about that. And be grateful for the changes that have been made. And to push the envelope at this point, well, we're all pushing the envelope. Ironically, which is what happens in the universe, is balance, is who's being attacked now? Men. Men are being attacked now. Men are under attack. It has never been more prominent in the world, especially in some countries, where men are being, even in Hollywood, forced to wear dresses and high heels. Men are forced to play feminine roles. Men are forcing themselves to fit in by trying to be more what they are not, because it is not socially correct. They are losing their abilities to believe in themselves that they are a power. They are being told it's not okay to be a power. That's right, Jack. Men are being told if you think you have the right to some authority, power, or strength, you're toxic. Men are losing their abilities to be their masculine selves, everybody. It's a sad day. They are our saviors. They are our protectors. They are supposed to be in those seats of power. That is the divine order. That's not world order. That's not the country's order. That is just natural. That is the divine order. And you can see that even in the animal kingdom. But today, so many people are wanting equality, equality, equality. They're not looking at praising the abilities of females and males. They're not praising it. They're trying to equalize it. Or let's just say neutralize. If we neutralize the feminine power, wonderful, she's not as powerful. If we neutralize the masculine power, great. He's neutral, he's no longer at power. But then we have this neutral base, which just doesn't work. The universe will step in. It just will, because this is just not normal. It's not natural. It's as if, imagine if the animal kingdom was turning on itself. What if we're sitting here watching TV and lions are changing roles and they're dying out? Their populations are dwindling. Imagine if lions were same sex all over, no more baby lions. Imagine if lions were killing each other. Same with elephants or monkeys. Say those roles changed. And the silverback gorilla no longer protected his herd. It was the smaller, weaker females that were trying to protect the herd, and the silverbacks were sitting around doing what they just eating, laying around, and then their little herd gets demolished by another silverback herd, which is mostly masculine. Gone, eliminated. Listen, we don't have to go there, but we're not seeing the animal world upside down. We're seeing our world. And there are some countries. No. Let me get him out of here, guys. Oh, go then. There's nothing there to bark at. People are driving in cars and doing their business. Anyways, I'm sorry. I won't harp on that. I'll move on. But we're not seeing the animals turning on themselves. Okay, it's us. We're the animals. And I'm just saying we're going to let this do it. We're going to let this be. There's no stopping it. Please don't pretend with yourselves that we can stop what's happening, and you can't. Everything that was happening, everything that was voted and not voted and stolen, everything that was done and said was part of the plan. So even I can't be upset with that. Okay? Because the universe, source, creator, spirit, planets, celestial beings, angels, higher powers knew there had to be a line of events to happen to establish a new cycle. The universe goes through cycles, and this is just one of them. Planets go through cycles. This is one of them, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we get that. So this emotionally walking away, Eight of Cups, is a sign for the spiritual community. If you are awake, great. You're getting this. And the download is coming into you from a higher power, telling you to withdraw. Withdraw from what's happening. Like I said, gather your friends and family and closest ones close at this time, because you never know what could happen. It could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. You don't know. It may not happen for 10 years. We don't know. But based on the reading I did the other day in Taurus, there's something dangerous going to happen in Taurus season. Could be Vedic, could be tropical, but we're looking at a May, June time frame. Get your ducks in order. I'm not trying to scare everybody. There's nothing you can do to stop this. It's just be spiritually prepared, emotionally prepared, mentally prepared, and emotionally withdraw from this warmonger mentality, which is think positive. Start a garden. Start jarring things, start maybe thinking of homeschooling. Start trying to get a business open from home. Start thinking about owning property and real estate. Start making actions towards it. Start saving your money if it's even going to be anything after all this. Start getting meditative, doing yoga, balancing, grounding to Mother Earth. Start communicating with Mother Earth and start communicating with your guides. Be led by your guides. Choose wisely what direction you're going to go in, because that's going to establish your world when this world is changing. So what is your world? You still have power over you and what happens to you and your family, and what you believe in matters, and what is true for your life will be true for your life. If you believe you are going to be safe and protected, you are going to be safe and protected. If you believe that your life is going to turn around for the better, it's going to turn around for the better. Because the most powerful message today is you are the ruler of your foundation. You are the ruler of your reality. And even when the world is a shit show, get power and control over what you have power and control over: yourself, your home. And if something comes in to attack your little bubble, you do what you need to do. But right now, peace, serenity, world peace starts in your world. That means not overthinking what's going on out there, not worrying about how to stop it, because you can't, but just finding a way to live and be at peace and harmony with your life. So this is a great time to manifest, withdraw, pray, meditate, fast, seek answers. This is the time to bunker down into your world. This is the emotional withdrawal, leaving all this behind and going into your little area. Anyways, I just want you guys to find peace, okay? I do not want you to worry, but bottom of the deck, and it almost brings tears to my eyes, feeling the emotional upset that may happen in our world, is the Tower. Disruption, my friends. There will be disruption. The world as you know it will not be the same. It's already being disrupted, but there will be further disruption. But remember, after the Tower comes the Star. Do not fear. Something's going to be taken out for the better. This is a rotten tooth, and we are having a toothache. It's time to get it out. The dentist is here. Let it do what it needs to do. And the most important thing to take from this as a people is stop condemning feminines for wanting to be a fucking feminine. If women want to be at home and raise their children and love their man, let them without judgment. Do not make fun of them or persecute them for not having drive, not wanting a career, not doing it all, being brainwashed, being traditional. And men, do not dishonor your woman by saying she doesn't do shit at home, but watch soap operas and vacuum and louse around while doing laundry and having fun playing with the kids. Fuck you for saying it. Fuck you, men, for saying it. Sorry, I said it. And these little TikToks and these men coming on and saying, sure, I'll be a stay-at-home dad if, women are players too. And they're over vacuuming and watching soap operas in high heels. Fuck you for making a mockery of what the fuck we do. Fuck you, the horse you rode in on, and your fucking TikToks. And ladies, the men out there that are making a mockery of what it is to be at home, and fuck you, trans men who are making a mockery of women being on their period or wearing high heels and acting like, falling all over the place like a bunch of idiots. Oh my God, my nails. Oh my God, my hair. Oh my God, I have to get the cutest shoes from Gucci. Fuck you for thinking that's what women are. Fuck you, trans men, and the horse you rode in on. Because, ladies, they're making a fucking mockery of us. And we're letting them. And you're voting for them. And you're praising them. And you're high-fiving them. And you're befriending them. Speak up on your behalf. Because the only ones that know what it is to be a woman is us. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, ancestral. We know. It's in our blood. So that's that for the ladies out there. For the men, stand up for yourselves. Fuck the women that are saying you're toxic for doing what you need to do, which is working out, which is fucking going out there and getting pentacles, fucking going out there and standing up to other men, going out there and being Brody, going out there and showing your power, going out there and wanting the equipment you need to protect your fucking family. Fuck the women and other men that want to say you're toxic masculine. Fuck them and the horse they rode in on. Because it is in your blood, in your history, in your mind, body, and soul that you know when shit hits the fan, who's going to be at the front line. You know when there is a confrontation, one-on-one battles, who's going to be the one to meet it. If you're there, it's going to be you. So don't let people tell you that you're toxic. Don't let people tell you to be more sensitive. Don't let people tell you to fucking chop your balls off. Don't let people tell you to conform. Stand up for what you believe in. Go out there, men, and be the brave hearts that you fucking are. That's what you contribute. That's what you can do. Protect, provide, and be wise. That is your fucking job. And fuck anyone to tell you different. Because they're not going to be at the front line when shit hits the fan. Fuck social, how do you say, I don't know, complacency, decency. What is this? The fuck is going on around here? But you also need to know to protect and love your feminines is to fucking honor them. Don't be so caught up in your masculine power and authority that you are strong, that you are powerful, that you are wise, that you have control to hurt the weak. The weaker than you is really what I mean. Not the weak, but the weaker than you as far as physical strength. Because it has been at least performed in most of the world that women are just as mentally competent as men. We are. If not more so sometimes, which is just some humans are smarter than other humans. It has nothing to do with men and women, but women are not lacking in the mental capacity. And the proper forms of power is male and female coming together, masculine and feminine coming together, being the ultimate power. Because masculines, you are not going to be just powerful out there in this world by yourself. You need your healer. You need your comfort. You need a strategist. You need your lover. You need to have something to fight for. So honor her. Listen, if there is intuitive guidance and spiritual guidance, and that's something that a lot of men in our history, not all, but a lot of men in our history did not do. But we have to learn from the past. Some men in our history, winning wars, would listen to the alchemist, the psychic, the intuitive, the seer, the witch, whatever you want to call it. Some of those men who are in power, maybe still to this day, listened to the feminine energy to help them get there. Not all, but some. And a lot of higher authorities in power today have the aid of an astrologer, a psychic, an intuitive, or a seer. And they all have a healer. So the feminine is right there with the authority. So let's just call it equal. Because without that, there wouldn't be that, the ultimate. So this is something I think we're learning with balance, is honoring each other, is honoring masculine and feminine authority. And one thing good, because there's always something good that comes from a war, is a wake-up call on our communities about the masculines that will be going off to war. And all the women also that are going to be going off to war, because there's a lot of women who are in a masculine energy. So there is a lot of women in a masculine energy that are going to be going off to war also, because they resonate more with the masculine energy. But we have to honor the masculines, but we're also going to see a very funny change. The women and men that are in military services, that are there for a paycheck, or there for, look at me, I'm tough, and they're not, we're going to have a wake-up call. Because those mothers in military are not going to want to be at war. They're going to want to be at home with their fucking babies. They're going to want to be at home with their sons and daughters. They're going to want to be at home and make sure that they're eating properly, they're being healed, they're being cared for, they're not in danger, and no one's harming them. They're going to want to be at home. So you're probably going to see a lot of those feminines in military want to draw back and come retreat home, which is where the fuck they belonged in the first place, but they played themselves. But this is going to be a time where you're going to see who is masculine and who is feminine. This is going to be a parting or a judging, how do you say? I don't know, a reaping, dividing the tares from the wheat. That's what this is. Who's got the balls and who doesn't? Who is the feminines and who is not? Who is awake and who is not? Who is supporting this and who is not? Who is wise and who is not? This is the great time of judgment. So if you want to think of it biblically or not, either way, it is the time of judgment, whether it's in the Bible or not, because the judgment is actually who is who. Okay, the new Army PT program did kick a lot of women out. Many are indeed leaving. Well, as they fucking should. Elizabeth, tell me why. I just looked at my LinkedIn and I have 144 connections because Spirit's saying this is true. I think. Resonating with you. Jack Wolf, my great aunt Luzon was a badass. 50 confirmed kills in 8 days. Like I said, the women who are in masculine energy will be going to war because they're in their masculine energy. So your aunt is in a masculine energy. But the women that are not, believe me, they will be retreating. And like I said, the same for men. Men who are in the military and they are actually resonating in a feminine energy, they will not want to be there. Those men will be retreating also. But I'm saying the real ones that are going to stand up and be there, they will.